Hey everybody, Mntdewmania here, and welcome back to Friday. And I think this will wrap up the season for season 7, wrapping up one early so I can take a couple weeks break and go into season 8. I was debating whether there was going to be a season 8, but I think there will be. I kind of enjoyed doing this, letting you guys know what I think and feel about things. It's very therapeutic, I believe. So, yeah, this will be the last episode of Redneck Rants Season 7. And I've got one I think it applies to all of us. Maybe. Um, it's, and I didn't know it was one until I actually heard somebody else talking about it. And I'm like, yeah, you know what? That kind of ticks me off a little bit. And I guess I've never noticed it before. It's just one of those things. It's a naggy. When you see it, you roll your eyes and go, I can't believe people do that. But once this person told me their experience, I'm like, yeah, I totally get that, man. And it was a guy, and his wife didn't see the point as much as actually he did. I would have thought it would have ticked the wife off just being, a woman. I would have thought it would have made her more mad than it would have him. But it really was the opposite. This made him more mad than it did her. And then after he told me the reason, I got it. So I'm going to share this with you. No names or anything, but I did get permission to share the story as it was told to me. Okay, a friend of mine, we'll call him Bob, and his wife Sally, his elderly mother lives with them, and it's they moved in with her to help, just take care of things. They grew up in a big house, a big family, big farmhouse. The father has been gone for a very long time, and it's just the mother, and uh, she won't get rid of the farm or anything. They don't work animals or anything, but uh, she's finding it very difficult to like keep up with house maintenance and stuff like that. And he's the oldest son, so she gave the other one works off, so the house and the land went to the oldest son. And so they decided to go ahead and move there. And he's, fixing up things and, just doing maintenance and stuff. And they are close to his mother. A very sweet little lady. She's so awesome and funny. I have met her. She's a treat. She's one of those people that you just have to roll your eyes and laugh at her. She's got that kind of humor. And she's just so sweet. And not much makes her angry or mad or upset. She's just one of the most upbeat little people. And I say little, she can't be more than 5'1". I'm 5'5", and I tower over her. She's just a tiny, dainty little thing, and she's just so awesome. But I never really knew she had a temper. I've never, been around her when she has been mad. She's always just been sweet and lovable. Well, I saw the couple, of course, like you do in a small town where I live in Walmart. And she was in the store, and then I saw her a couple days later at another store. And she's in a wheelchair. She can walk, but it's just too tiring for her in big stores like that. So the Bob was getting some stuff for her, and I was kind of standing there, just chit chatting. Hey, how you doing? You look good and all that. And she starts telling me this story about Bob and her and Sally going on to Walmart to do some shopping and what happened in the parking lot later after they came out, right? So I'm sure you've all been to a big parking lot, grocery store of some kind, and they have The I don't know what you call it in your neck of the woods. It's a shopping cart or buggy, and they have in the parking lot in a, like these, here's a parking area, here's a parking spot, here's a parking spot. They line up. You know what a parking lot looks like. And in one of them, they will have a metal kind of little container to put your buggies in. They're called corrals. Okay. Um, so most people are nice. Most people will take the time to I mean, you walk a few spaces over and you put your buggy in the corral, and then the guys come, that work there at Walmart. They're called Code 50s, and they corral up the buggies and they take them back in the store and so on and so forth. Like y'all need an explanation. Maybe some people do. Maybe they don't have that where they live. So anyway, of course my friends have a handicap tag, a handicap, so they get to park in the handicap spaces. And so the little lady is telling me what happened when they came out of the store. And, um, Bob goes to he goes to push their buggy over to the corral, to leave the buggy. And they are kind of on the end. I mean, like, this is the perfect thing. Here is the corral, okay? And then there's a handicap space right there. And they are parked in this handicap space, but it's kind of at the corner, like over here's the store, and it's kind of at the corner, so it kind of, the line goes, there's that blank space right there. Here's a spot, here's a spot. They're at the end of the row, and there's nothing here, and there's no concrete barrier right here, so it will be easy for him to just to drive on straight, because right here is the road, and he can just go whoop, and they're out and gone. So there is another spot right over here. And she gets to telling about this hateful lady and man that come out. They are just those people, you instantly notice them because of how rude they are. Okay? And they are just absolutely, whatever happened in the store, they are still just going at it. Because it must have been just a miserable time. And they are just, she says, they are just ranting and raving about whatever it was that ticked them off so bad. Okay? And she's sitting in the front seat, and her son has taken they're putting the groceries in the back, and he's taking the buggy, and so she's sitting alone, and she's watching this couple. And she says, she goes, they are, her husband was a sailor. And his name, we'll call him James. Okay, that's close enough. And she says, they would have said that, she goes, Susie dear, they were using language that would have made James blush. And of course, James was a sailor, so I can imagine what they were, And I said, well, what were they mad about? She goes, well, I don't know. She said, but they took their buggy and they pushed it right in front of our truck, and then they got in their car and they drove off. And she goes, and I'm like, and she goes, I know they saw me look at them, but they just had a mean look on their face, so I didn't say anything. She goes, but the more I sat there, she goes, the more it made me mad. And I said, did it really? She said, yeah. She goes, that was the rudest thing to do. She goes, people come in and out of these stores all day long, and they never think about the poor people that have to cut, because it was hot that day, that week I saw her. It was, I mean, I live in the South, honey. It's sticky hot from June 1st on, most times. So she was just, and it really upset her and made her mad about them leaving that buggy there. And she goes, and I wanted so bad. She goes, and I know who they are. She goes, and I know where they live. And she goes, I'm gonna have Bob take me by, and I'm gonna talk to him. I said, no, no, now, I said, don't do that. She goes, yeah, she goes, she goes, I have been thinking about this all week, and it has really made me mad. And I said, well, I know, but, I don't want you getting all upset and worried about something like this. I said, people just, I mean, maybe they were just having a bad day. She goes, well, that's no excuse for being rude. I said, no, you're right, it's not. Um, I said, has this bothered you for a long time? She goes, I didn't know it bothered me until I saw somebody rude do it. I said, really? She said, yeah. And I mean, she's very serious. She goes, I just, and she goes, I have to admit, Susie, she goes, I've always tried to be a nice person and live right. And she goes, but I really think that that's an insult. And I said, is it really? She said, yeah. She goes, it's an insult to leave your buggy parked in front of somebody else's car. It's like you're saying, this is my parking lot and you don't have any business being here. And I said, well, and she goes, and what if I'd been out walking? What if they'd rammed that buggy into me? I said, well, now, I don't think anybody would be that. And she goes, I just don't know. And I said, well, I would hope that nobody would be that mean. And she goes, you just can't tell about people these days. I said, no, that's very true. So, but it really upset her. And then Bob walked up, and he goes, yeah. He goes, Mom, are you still talking about that buggy incident? She goes, yes, I am, young man. Don't you interrupt me. Okay, you got to understand, Bob is about 50. Okay, and he's like, yes, ma'am. And the wife, Sally, she's just rolling her eyes and trying not to laugh. And so I was like, I said, well, Bob, did this upset you? And he goes, he goes, I'm not the best person in the world to take a buggy back. He goes, but I was with Mom and she made me take it back. And he goes, I've never really noticed it before, because he goes, but it is kind of annoying when people just park buggies everywhere. He goes, why can't people just be polite and put a buggy up? It's not like it's, a hard thing to do. It doesn't take you long. He goes, I mean, it's annoying. He goes, I think I'm mad. I think I got mad because my mom got mad. He goes, I've never thought of it from her perspective, from somebody elderly. What if she had been walking and somebody just rammed a buggy into her? What if she were by herself and still driving and had difficulty getting out of a car and had to get out to push that buggy out of the way, and could have, I mean, he goes, the more I think about it, he goes, the more I was aggravated about it. I said, well, I think your mom's a little more than aggravated. He goes, yes, and she's raring to go. Said at church Sunday, she asked him to pray for people who left buggies in the street and hope that they would be more tolerant toward other people. And I'm like, well, that's a good thing to do, I guess. I said, she's probably a lot better person than I am. He goes, yeah, me too. But it really did, I mean, and I said goodbye, and they said goodbye. And as I walked off, she goes, now, Susie, dear, remember, no buggies in the parking lot. Oh, yes, ma'am, no buggies in the parking lot. And she nodded, folded her hands in her lap, and they pushed her on out the hand. I mean, she was dead serious, too. And, I mean, I don't mean to laugh. It was funny, but it just dawned on me how things that you don't think affect you and rile you up. I mean, to you, they are just, it's an indifferent little thing. It doesn't matter in your universe. It makes no indention whatsoever on your life. Can absolutely rile up and piss off somebody else for reasons that you've never even had to think of, because that's not in your universe. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't apply to you. It hasn't happened to you. So you've never thought about it. And I have to admit, it can get irritating. I have no doubt. I know people's cars get hit all the time, people letting buggies go and stuff like that. But it's never happened to me, so I've never dealt with it on that level, But I can, the more I thought about it, the more I was like, you know what? Yeah, that's kind of an annoying thing to happen. But to her, it was a huge deal. And so I wanted to kind of end this on kind of a, I mean, here this season I went off the ABC grid, as we call it, and I kind of freelanced a little bit, and I just wanted to kind of see how it worked for a season. And but let me know in the comments, first of all, if you ever had a buggy issue or a cart issue like that. And second of all, let me know which format you like better. Do you like the structured ABC? I pick a word, I stick with that word, try to find a word, or do you like this kind of easy go flow, just whatever ticks me off that week kind of deal? I'm kind of liking this. It was getting kind of hard, to be honest, to find certain letters, but I kind of like this. Just whatever kind of ticks me off that week. But I'm going to take a couple weeks break, and then the Redneck Rants Season 8 will be back July the 6th. So, yeah, just let me know in the comments below what you think. And if you're new here, go check out some of the other seasons, and I will take a couple of weeks off. And we will see you back on the 6th of July for Season 8 of Redneck Rants. Till then, this is Mntdewmania, and I appreciate every minute you have spent with me, and hope you will spend many more. And I'll catch you guys later. For right now, I'm so out of here. Bye, guys.